Hello, everyone. Tony from Hack the Movies here. And we have a very special live episode tonight on the Twisted Metal TV series. And joining me is...
the official Joey C. Tony. Thanks
right
for
on
having
time,
me.
right
Let
on
me
time.
tell
You really did a good job with that introduction. I set you up. I paused, and then I paused too long, and that was very awkward. Great job, Joey.
It's okay. I live in the awkward. What's happening, Tony? Thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it. Let me tell ya.
Yes. This was a very unexpected episode.
You frantically texted me, in fact, and
yes.
said, we need to go live. And I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Yes. So I want to just say something real quick, Joey. I have a very important announcement about the month of August.
Yep.
It's Boys Month.
I do love
boys.
Yes.
Boys. Now, listen, a lot of people were upset with my guest, Josie, on the Willy Wonka episode. And they did not like that I reviewed Barbie, a movie for girls. And they were mad that I didn't just bitch about feminism the entire time. And you know what? The fans are right, Joey. Because right? I have morals, and I definitely don't change things based on what will make me more money. I have morals, and you know what? They're right. So this month, it's boys, it's movies for men, and it's all male co-hosts. And I definitely did that on purpose. I didn't accidentally schedule a bunch of guest episodes that all happen to be male and then realize I was getting a lot of backlash for liking Barbie. And I'm definitely not pretending I'm doing this on purpose, and it's actually an accident. This is real. I'm doing it for the boys as an apology for liking Barbie.
Well, as you know, I'm very manly, Tony. So
yes, you like lawnmowers and getting yelled at.
And getting yelled at by my dad. Exactly. Yes, I love men stuff. And
yes. So it is Boys Month. Get those ladies out of there. Am I right?
We don't like the women. Tony said I'm not allowed to talk to women, so that's what we're doing for the entire month.
Again, I didn't look at how bad Barbie was performing and then look at my calendar and go, look at that. There's all male co-hosts. That was a coincidence.
Good.
And then I went, you know what? I should probably play this up. And I didn't do that. I did it on purpose. Anyway, we're going to talk about Twisted Metal. Now, usually we put these at the end of the month. We include it in our wrap-ups. But this show took me by surprise, and I think you as well.
Yeah, it really did. Took me on a fucking roller coaster, man.
Now, as we all know, video games are for children.
Of course.
So
we all know that.
I played a lot of Twisted Metal as a kid. Twisted Metal 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I played that religiously. That was my introduction to Twisted Metal. A kid brought a copy of the game to school once, and I saw like the cover of Twisted Metal 2 with Axel riding on top of an Indy race car with this ice cream face and blowing up Paris, and I'm like, this is the most beautiful piece of art I've ever seen.
It made me feel alive as a child.
I'm like, this should be in a museum in Paris. And then I played the game and I blew up a museum in Paris, and I was like, you could destroy the environments in this game. There were so many little Easter eggs and everything in that game. I played that game for years. People don't like 3 and 4. I enjoy 3. I enjoyed it at the time. Maybe I wouldn't enjoy it now, but I remember really liking 3. 4 was pretty bad. I'll give it to that. I'll give it to everyone.
4 was bad. I did enjoy playing 4 when it first came out, but replaying it now, it's a little rough.
The ending cutscenes of 4, I always said, they look like bowling alley animations. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That is the most accurate thing ever, dude.
When you look at the end cutscenes for Twisted Metal 4, they look like bowling alley animations. But the one that I for some reason I lost my copy of Twisted Metal 2. I'm very upset about that. But I still have Twisted Metal Black.
Which didn't you say you didn't like that one as much?
No, all right. I liked the game. I wasn't super in to the visuals. Like, I like dark, gritty stuff, but for me, it was a little jarring with Twisted Metal. So yeah, I don't like the visual style as much, but the game is great.
The game is fucking awesome.
The game is awesome. And yeah, it had the most story out of all the other ones, which is why it's mostly used for this TV show.
And we'll get into it.
So the Twisted Metal show, I didn't even realize this was a thing that they were making. Let me see. There's a YouTuber worked on developing the story. Yeah, Rhett Reese. He was a YouTuber, right? Or am I mixing him up with something else?
That I'm not familiar with, but that rings a bell. I think.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. You know what? I think I was confusing him for Rhett from Rhett and Link.
Oh,
I don't think that's him though.
Yeah, I don't think that's him either.
So Rhett Reese, he did like the Deadpool movies, and Zombieland. So it's got that kind of humor to it. He developed the story. Yeah, they said they were making this. I think I remember hearing that Samoa Joe was going to be in a Twisted Metal show. And I was like, oh, a Twisted Metal show. I would like, well, a lot of people were dreading it because video game stuff, right?
Of course.
But I was glad they were approaching it as a TV show. A lot of times with these movies based off games that have large amounts of characters, you don't have enough time to explore them all in a movie. And Mortal Kombat has proved that every single time. And so has the Street Fighter movie proved it every single time.
Definitely.
So what I liked was, remember Mortal Kombat? Oh God, what was the Mortal Kombat show that they did online? It was like the web series. Mortal Kombat Legacy?
Legacy? Yeah, was that Legacy?
I think it was Mortal Kombat, not Conquest. That was the old TNT show.
That was the old one.
Which I actually kind of like.
No, I like that too.
Yes, Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Yeah.
That did a cool thing where it was like each episode was about a specific Mortal Kombat character, and it was leading up to this tournament, and the second season was the tournament. Not a perfect show. It did some stuff right, but it had a little issue. But I liked the way they were going about it. So when I heard they were doing Twisted Metal as a show, I'm like, okay, because you could do like the Sweet Tooth episode, this episode, the Roadkill episode. You could like focus on a character in an episode that builds up to a tournament. Because I figured they would have a big tournament at the end. I accurately, it wasn't a tournament, but I accurately predicted that the big car thing would happen in the last episode.
Yeah.
In my mind, I thought it'd be a tournament, but it wasn't.
I didn't even know this was even coming out until last week.
Well, that's the thing. So they released a preview a while back. You didn't see the first teaser then, right?
Nope, did not see anything.
It was like Anthony Mackie. He puts the CD in, and it's Steal My Sunshine. Then he's dancing in his car, and then it's the wide shot of him like driving his car, shooting everything. And people were like, this looks terrible. And when I watched the teaser, I was like, wasn't expecting that. And then they released that clip of him fighting Sweet Tooth in the casino.
Okay.
And out of context, that's a very awkward clip. It's a very awkward clip. So people were like, oh, that looks so bad. This is going to be really terrible. And then I saw the trailer. And I was like, wait a minute. I think I like this. I'm like, it'll probably be bad, but for some reason, it doesn't really feel like Twisted Metal to me. But I feel like I might enjoy this. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to dive in. We'll talk about it in the live monthly wrap up. Like 3 episodes in, I was totally in love with the show.
Yeah, like I said, you frantically texted me, and I was in the middle of watching it, and I was like, dude, I feel the same way. This is fucking crazy. I'm
like, we need to cover this. This is bringing back like all these fun memories of playing the games. It's making me rediscover them. I loved every single thing about it, and I want to break it down. But before we break down the series further, Joey,
that's right,
this is a live episode. And what is the name of the game for live episodes?
Well, Tony, the name of the game is Super Chats. If you want Joey C or Tony P to whisper sweet nothings into your ear, all you have to do is send a Super Chat, and we'll do it, read it, whatever. No questions asked. Within reason, there's community guidelines and stuff we have to follow, so keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, all that fun stuff.
Look, if you leave me a super chat to make fun of Joey C's recent Twitter pictures, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing of questionable things on my Twitter. Okay, you're not gonna
follow at official Joey C _ I believe.
There is an underscore.
So yes, please leave a super chat, And also, shout out to someone who just became a member, Jack Brewer, becoming a YouTube member.
Thank you, Jack.
The YouTube membership is the same as the $2 tier on Patreon. And fun fact, the $10 patrons get to join in on these live episodes toward the end. We have a few little waiting in the wings right now. But yes, let's break down like the story and the main characters here. Our main character is John Doe, which is based off the Twisted Metal Black version, John Doe. He has amnesia. He doesn't remember anything. And we find out in this series that the world ended in 2002. And I think that's why I love this show. I'm like, wait a minute. We're finally doing nostalgia for when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
We finally reached that point. So yeah, he's had amnesia since he was a kid, and he is a milkman. What is a milkman, Joey C?
A milkman is basically a delivery person in the apocalypse. Hey, man, I need you to go pick up these weapons from the settlement 3 states away and bring it back here. So the milkman just drives along, picks it up, and brings it back. It's a very dangerous job. Milkmen usually die young and fast. So keep that in mind as you're watching the show.
Yes.
That comes into play. Also, it's important to note that in the game and in the show, John Doe, they both have amnesia, but amnesia for different things.
Yes.
If you will. Like in the game, he's actually, is this a spoiler?
Who cares? Go ahead.
Who fucking cares? In the game, you find out at the end of the second one, I believe, that he's an FBI agent.
Well, no, the John Doe roadkill is only in Twisted Metal Black.
So,
there's
that's right. Yeah.
There is an FBI agent. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to him.
But you do find out that John Doe is an FBI agent. But in the show, he's not that at all. Although that could change in season 2. But
yes,
he's just a little boy.
An important thing to know going into this, like how loyal it is to the lore is not important, but they pull from every source. Even the bad games people don't like are referenced. They pulled from every single source and built a whole new Twisted Metal universe out of it. Spoiler, I'm pretty sure Twisted Metal Black was just all inside Sweet Tooth's head. So people are like, that doesn't really count in the canon.
That's a good point.
I think Twisted Metal Head On, people consider that the true sequel to Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like the characters in a lot of these like fighting games or vehicle combat games, like we'll take Mortal Kombat as an example, like a parallel to this. You only really care about their story because you want to see what kind of ending they get. It's like a motivation. It's like, hey, here's this in Twisted Metal. It's like, here's this character. Here's a little bit of his backstory, and this is what he wants to wish for. So you want to play the game as that character just to see what happens with his wish at the end. The people behind this show were very smart, being like, we can make a lot of changes to these characters because there's almost nothing to them.
Yeah.
Like some of them contradict each other. Sweet Tooth is technically 2 characters, by the way.
That's right.
In the video games, and he fights himself in the games. It makes no goddamn sense. There's no continuity between these because technically everyone should die between games. Same with Mortal Kombat. It's like, oh yeah, I ripped out the Scorpion's spine and he's just in the next game. Good for him.
I'm starting to think the storylines of the games doesn't make a lot of sense at all.
No, because they weren't that important. But yeah, Twisted Metal Black did have the most story out of all of them because I think they had those like cutscenes, so it required a little bit more story. But yeah, like all they took was the backstory and the name for this guy. They didn't do the tattoos like Memento, because I think he had like Memento tattoos. But yeah, he's actually a really fun character. I thought he was a little annoying at first because again, this is like made by like the Deadpool Zombieland people.
Interesting.
So how did you feel about him in like the beginning of the show? He was a little too quippy for my liking.
Yeah, it was a little goofy. I'll give you that. He's Papa Doc, man, from 8 Mile. So I was like, yo, it's fucking Papa Doc. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen him in anything that I really enjoyed in a while. And I was like, this is kind of quirky, kind of cheesy. And then like by the second episode, I was like, play the next episode. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but I can totally see what you're saying. How it was like a kind of a little goofy in the beginning.
Yeah,
like it was almost like those characters that try way too hard to be funny.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes,
like they're just overly goofy, and I can totally see how that continued throughout the series. Like sometimes it'll be like a super serious moment, and he'll do something fucking goofy, and I'll be like he'll dramatically try to get out of the ball pit, and I'll be like, come on, man.
It got more tolerable as it went on, and then toward the end I actually really liked him. So you said you haven't seen him in anything you like recently, right? He hasn't impressed you. Okay, so he's not your Captain America and you're a racist. Okay. I apologize. I didn't know I had a racist
manager,
on the
cut
show.
the feed.
We gotta okay, I apologize. I can't believe you know what, after this I'm gonna send him a bunch of books. He's gonna do the work. Okay, come back, Joey.
Hey,
you love Anthony Mackie as Captain America, right?
He was my favorite Captain America ever, boy.
Good. And you love Disney and Marvel, and they should definitely give us money.
Of course, yes, please.
You know what's funny? Getting back to Barbie, people thought I was being paid to be nice to Barbie.
No way.
I'm like, wait, what?
I wish that was the case.
And I'm like, Warner Brothers has copyright claimed so many of my videos and taken so much money. I don't have any... and I've shit on a ton of Warner Brothers movies. I do not need to be nice to them. I just genuinely thought the movie was okay. Anyway, so John Doe is our character. He wants to know who he is. His storyline is basically he is given this great opportunity to live in, was it San Diego or San Francisco?
New San Francisco.
New San Francisco. But he has to make a run for Raven, who we'll get to in a little bit. He has to pick up a package in Chicago and then bring it all the way back to San Diego within like a certain amount of time.
Yep.
And he will be allowed to live in New San Diego, which looks like a utopia. So all the cities in this world, all the major cities built walls. Well, I know who definitely survived that apocalypse and gave everyone They built walls to protect themselves. And everyone in between has kind of gone to shit. So it kind of reminds me of the first Mad Max, where like the world is kind of ending, but there's enough civilization left where there's just chaos in between. I kind of got that vibe from it.
I could totally see that vibe.
And the apocalypse apparently was a computer bug, so they say, and power grids went down. Now they have power and stuff, but like apparently the power was down just enough for the world to fall into chaos.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough technology to like produce toaster strudels.
Yes.
But not like put a society back together.
Yeah, I think maybe they got the power grids back up, but something went wrong with computers, and that's what really, I think too many things went wrong at once, and it's just going to take decades for them to get back to where they were.
That's fair. That's a fair explanation.
Yeah. So yeah, he's running back and forth to these cities. He's got to do this run. He'll get his wish to have a normal life because he doesn't know what his life was like before the apocalypse because of his amnesia.
It's a pretty sad, like, flashback story.
Yeah, he has one picture of his family, but they're, like, all burned up, so he doesn't even know what they look like. He has that beautiful scene where he sees the walruses, or no, the seals hanging out at the ocean, and then he sees the little baby seal, and then he kills it and eats it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a cut to when he's up. Yeah,
he's like smiling, and he thinks it's a heartwarming moment, and then his eyes go out, and then it's just a slab of meat.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
There's one car he loves, and that's Evelyn, because we find out in this backstory when he was when he finally came to, when he first like got into his accident, Evelyn was the car that he found that like saved him, basically. Total coincidence.
Dude, it was so creepy because the dead guy was in there and he just moves it and hops it and doesn't even worry about the sanitation issues that come with it.
Yeah. So he loves Evelyn,
gross.
Which is at that time a brand new car. It was like a 2002, I forget what, because I didn't write it down.
WRX.
That's it. You're very manly, so you know these things.
Exactly. I'm very manly.
Things. And then our next character, this one was made up for the show, but how the show ends, she might end up being a different character. Her name is Quiet, and she's only called that because she's very quiet in the early episodes, and she won't give her real name. Her and her brother were on the run, driving Shadow from the games.
Yep.
We'll go through all the cars too. Don't worry, guys. It's man month. It's boy month. We're going to go through all the cars. Don't worry. Yeah,
Love
with
it.
their Johnson rods and other car stuff that exists.
Good.
Quiet and her brother were on the run. They used to live in the OC, which we find out is run by crazy people who
Yeah.
like basically they promise people a better life, but they just make them slaves. And then they cut off their limbs and wear it like jewelry to like prove a point.
So fucked.
She's missing her middle finger, her brother's missing his ear. Yeah, so her brother gets killed by the show's antagonist. And basically she just wants a revenge mission on him. And she kind of tags along with John throughout his mission to try and like, she kind of figures out she can use him to get to a certain place to take out the bad guy. But I really enjoyed her character.
Dude, yeah, she was badass.
Yes.
I kind of hated her at first, but by the end of it, I was like, I fucking want to marry this woman. And then I looked, I was like, oh, she can't be older than 30. I looked her up, she's like 45.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she has a lot of memories of the pre-apocalypse.
Good lord. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, and it's a good pair. Like, this doesn't seem like your usual Hollywood pairing. But yeah, no, it works really, really well. You kind of like believe in their friendship and relationship throughout the thing. I really, really enjoyed her. Next up, she's not really the main antagonist. You don't really know she's any kind of antagonist to the end. She's not a good person. Yeah. Raven, played by Neve Campbell, who I thought was going to be in the show more. People were worried because in the trailer she said, I can give you whatever you wish. And they're like, oh, they made Calypso. They made Calypso. Whoa.
Dude, that's so funny.
But I looked at the thing and I'm like, well, it says she's Raven. I don't know. That might just be a throwaway line. Yeah, so she's the one that assigns John to go to Chicago, and that's her Twisted Metal Black version.
Goth mommy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because in the games, I think she's wishing to have her friend Kelly back.
Yep.
And the bar that they're in is called Kelly's.
That's right.
So yeah, at this point in the show, I'm like, okay, there's like slight references to their game counterparts, but they don't really resemble their game counterparts. And I thought the whole show was going to be like this, but I was proven wrong. There are a lot of video game characters in this series.
Dude, there's too many.
Some were accurate than others. But I was interested in her and where she will go throughout the series. Next, our main bad guy.
Oh, fuck
Agent Stone.
Thomas Church, baby.
Thomas Hayden Church. Now, he is based off the Twisted Metal Black version of Outlaw, because Agent Stone in the original Twisted Metal was, I think, like an FBI agent or something.
Yep.
And he drove Crimson Fury.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And this one he drives Outlaw. So he basically is just like, you find out that he like stopped a terrorist cell. I put a million quotations around that during the apocalypse. And he's like recruited enough people to bring law back to the wasteland. He's going to bring it back. And he's doing a good job. He's got like a million goddamn officers.
Yeah, literally.
And
Dude,
he's got
the wall he built. Holy shit.
Yeah. He has that. Well, no, the one wasn't even a wall. It was the wall of cars.
Yeah, the cars ones. Yeah.
I was gonna say he took over the Hoover Dam as one of his outposts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's come a long way.
He said he is like building. I think he is like building a wall or something, so you can only go through the Hoover Dam if you want to get to that part.
No, I must have missed that part.
Yeah. So he his whole base is in Topeka, but he has like a base in the Hoover Dam. He kind of enters the story. He kills Quiet's brother, so that sets up her revenge plot.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He gets close.
He
plays a hand in it.
Yes, he got Quiet's brother to kill himself to save her.
We got to be accurate here.
Yes,
I'm just going for accuracy.
But John gets on his radar because they end up arresting them because they end up at the Hoover Dam, and she kind of like spoils who she is. But they find out that John's map maker friend gave him a map that shows all this stuff but avoids all his outposts. So at first, this one, it kind of gets lost in the weeds a little bit. At first, he wants to figure out who the map maker is.
Yep.
But then, like, midway through the show, he doesn't care about that anymore. He just wants to murder those two.
Yeah.
Like, he just wants to murder them.
That's true. It does kind of fizzle away and turn into that.
At one point, they're like, we're close to finding map maker. He's like, I don't care. We need the girl and this guy.
Yeah.
We need to kill them.
I knew this guy was evil when he played Lyle in George of the Jungle. He was evil then, and he's evil now. I'm not liking this guy. He's an evil man.
I see some people pointing out that he was in Sideways. Yes, we know he was one of the 2 Spider-Man villains who were in Sideways. But yeah, like I said, he's based on the Twisted Metal Black version to a point.
Suicidal, homicidal.
Yes, and
genocidal Sabu.
Now
Fuck
we get to the mascot of the whole series, Sweet Tooth.
Speaking of wrestling,
Sweet Tooth, pretty much everyone's favorite in the game and now the show. I love Sweet Tooth in this.
It was the highlight of the show for me, man.
It helps that I, 1, like the character, 2, I like Samoa Joe. I got to see him wrestle in June. I got to see him wrestle live at the Ring of Honor show. And I love Will Arnett, and both of them together play Sweet Tooth. Speaking of which, Will Arnett, have you watched Murderville on Netflix?
Oh, fuck yeah,
That's one of the funniest.
God, it's so fucking good.
Even when it has, like, comedic actors that I can't stand, like Kumail Nanjiani and some other losers in there, I still enjoyed the show. It was so much fun.
It was great.
They went with the Twisted Metal Black design, which is now his, like, main design on everything.
Yep.
I was never too crazy about the Twisted Metal Black design. How do you feel about it?
No, that's my, like, quintessential Sweet Tooth design.
Yeah.
Black was the first one I ever played. So that image is just burned in my head.
Okay, yeah. I can see that then. And I get why it's easier, especially if they're doing the voice and the actor. It's better than the makeup. I kind of like the traditional looking Sweet Tooth, who is a legit clown with fire on his head. I know for the old commercials they couldn't do fire, so they did that. But I like the fire on his head. And to their credit, they figured out a way to get fire on his head. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make canon sense at all. But
it doesn't make a lot of sense at all. But they figured out a way, because there was one scene. So his whole thing is he rules Las Vegas, but it's just him. Him and his best friend Harold, who never in a million years did I think they would ever actually incorporate Harold into a Twisted Metal adaptation. So Harold, if you don't know, when you beat the first game, Sweet Tooth's one wish is to have his best friend, and his best friend is a paper bag that he calls Harold. Harold is a main character in this show.
Literally a main character.
Yeah. But there's a lot of references with him. Oh, by the way, that's what he looks like. If you guys don't know, Twisted Metal 1 was going to have video FMV cutscenes at the end for all their wishes. But they ended up thinking that they were like too cheap, or it was too hard.
Tony's gone. There he goes. All right. Well, I'll finish exactly what he was saying. In the first game, they were going to have full cutscenes, right? But
I'm back.
And he's back. Never mind. He can finish the story.
I hit a button and now the music's way too loud. Hold on. I swear to God.
I was going to finish, but you're back now. He's back, folks. Tony from Hack the Movies.
Finish your story. I got to bring up my slides again.
All right. So as we were saying, the first game was going to have fully rendered, like cutscenes, and in that cutscene, I think we'll show the photo here. You can see how bad quality that is. That's what he looked like in the live action FMV shots. Obviously, very different, but that's one adaptation which scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. I loved him in this show, and again, they pulled from all his backstories. He has the nickname Needles Kane, which was supposed to be his name. If you play the games, you find out that Roadkill Marcus Kane is actually Sweet Tooth's personality, his like alternate personality, which again doesn't make sense because those cars shoot each other throughout the game. But yeah, you see that he has like his blanket from Blackfield Asylum that says Marcus Kane on it. What did you
Kane,
think
baby.
I think this was added. What did you think of his backstory of him being a child sitcom actor?
Dude, I was like so confused. I was like, what is this? And then they actually showed like the stabbing of the needles, and I was like, oh my God.
So they give him a reason for why his name is Needles Kane. So you find out that when Sweet Tooth was a kid, little Marcus, his mom and his stepdad force him to be be on the sitcom. But he was like the star of the sitcom, but I guess his co-star started getting more popular, so it's making fun of the Urkel thing. If you don't know, Family Matters was not an Urkel show. It became an Urkel show. They kind of lost the whole blue-collar family pretty early on, and it became the whole Steve Urkel show. But you find out his co-star is a fucking dog named Billy, and he just kills the dog in front of everyone. And has a breakdown. But did you pick up on the one Easter egg in that scene?
The taxi one?
The dad?
Yeah.
He's like,
dude.
You're not my real dad. He's like, yeah, your dad was driving taxis. Charlie Kane is the taxi driver in the first Twisted Metal game. And his whole thing is he wants to find out who his son is. Then he finds out it's a killer clown he killed. And I guess technically he comes back as Darktooth in Twisted Metal too.
Yep.
So yeah, Samoa Joe and Will Arnett, they killed the character. It was done so well. I enjoyed his journey. His journey throughout the thing is like he's been alone. He wants to entertain because he's an entertainer. He wants to perform for people, but he keeps killing them instead. And the play that he puts on is awful because it's just what he memorized the TV talking about in the hotel 20 years ago.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that. Dude,
he's just repeating stuff that he heard about the hotel, like on one of their like custom, like when you go.
Oh man, I literally sat there and I was like, "What is this?" That makes so much sense. Holy shit, you blew my mind on that one, dude. Wow.
Also, you find out that he's raising the white tigers and he's making tiger meat out of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets actual criticism from Quiet and John about his play. And he's like, you're right. My play is pretty bad. I got to like take the show on the road. So they motivate him to go on the road and be an entertainer. They really just want to get away from him. So when he burns down the casino at the end, as he's walking away, the fire behind him is behind his head. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There
Cute.
we go.
Very cute.
Very cute. So they do that in superhero movies sometimes. Like, the Spider-Man No Way Home, when Electro uses his powers, his traditional mask shows up for like a second.
Yeah.
Or was it Jessica Jones when the Purple Man is only purple for like a minute when he like gets injected? I'm like, oh, there we go.
Yep.
And then the finale of the episode happened. I'm like, oh no, his head is literally on fire. I don't know how it's on fire for so long, but they did it. They did it. Yeah, I was so invested in his little side story because he finds out he ends up like going to the Hoover Dam outpost, killing all the guards, and the prisoners love him for it. He's like, wait, I could just, Mike, Stu tells him.
Stu, yeah, it is Stu, the big one.
He's like, hey, you can go to all these outposts and people will love you for doing this. So he's like another thorn in Agent Stone's side. Because while he's like on his mission to find Quiet and John, he keeps getting updates. They're like, yeah, the clown got another one.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it, this clown. But yeah, he is like the most engaging character, and it's been a while since we had a character that was like a body double and a voice actor working so well together. I can't remember the last time I've seen that happen. I'm sure it has happened. I know they didn't do it for the Halo series.
They definitely didn't do it for the 1997 classic Batman and Robin, who also a professional wrestler did play Bane.
Yes. Yes.
Which I was shocked. I didn't even fucking know that Samoa Joe played him. And I was like, this fucking guy is beefy. And I was like, who plays this? And I was like, Samoa Joe?
That's because the Twisted Metal Black and the later ones, he is a beefy guy.
Mm-hmm.
He is a beefy dude. Oh, by the way, so I never played past Black. I didn't play Head On because I didn't have a PSP.
That's fair.
And by
John
the time,
was fucking awesome.
By the time it made it to PS2, I was having like an Xbox and stuff. And I never played the 2012 game, but I hear it's terrible.
Oh, the reboot? I thought it was fucking awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Maybe it's hated. I have no idea.
Yeah, I heard it was meant to be like for the PSP or something, and then they tried to bump it up to be like a mainline
Yeah,
game.
I can totally see that based on the
Yeah, but
graphics, for
I
sure.
remember I was excited that it was coming back, and then I remember people being like, "Oh no, this sucks." I'm like, "Oh well, I guess there'll just never be another good car combat game."
Yeah,
Let me
I'll
know if
have to
there are new.
replay it, but when it did come out, I played the shit out of it.
Let me know. Are there good car combat games being made? I love the Mad Max game. There's a lot of car combat in that, but that's not really a car combat.
It's a GTA 5 did one online. Can't like
Okay.
Arena Wars or something. That's pretty fun. But
like, is there a game that's like specific, like
dedicated
this?
for it? Yeah.
Because we used to have a bunch. We had Vigilante 8.
Oh,
we
dude,
had
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Star Wars Demolition, which I played with Mike Matei when we used to do a show together.
Badass.
There were a lot of these actually. So yeah, I loved his story, and then Mike and Stu are there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Who were in the video game were two stoner dudes who drove Hammerhead.
Yep.
I like them. They're about to get eaten by cannibals, and they get rescued. They become agents, but Stu is afraid to kill.
Mike is
very into it. So there's like, so their arc throughout the thing is that their friendship is kind of broken off, and they have to become friends again. And then they become friends with Sweet Tooth, and they think they're gonna be best friends with Sweet Tooth, and then Sweet Tooth in the finale kind of goes off the rails.
Here's the thing, though. Like, Mike was always fucking double-crossing Stu, and Stu always kept saving Mike. So it was always one-sided, man.
Yeah.
And then they come together at the end.
Yes. Yeah, and then, so those are our, like, main characters. And then we get some minor characters. So, okay, I remember Hammerhead 3 in Twisted Metal 3 was Granny Dread. And I think her storyline was that she just wanted to watch TV or something.
Yep.
Granny Dread is a character in this show. She gets a whole episode pretty much.
Literally.
About her. And it's one of the most like heartwarming death scenes that are. It's also like dark. It's also humorous to a dark degree, in a dark way. I thought she was hilarious because she like you never see her drive a car or anything, but you have the whole backstory. Like, yeah, we used to call her Granny Dread. I'm like, that's funny. Again, this is like a nothing character. The character existed
literally.
So you can watch a joke cutscene at the end of the game. So they can do whatever they wanted with her. Really, it just had to be a grandma.
They did have to add a sex book in there, which is
what was it?
Hilarious.
The Karma Sutra. Yeah, she's written a sex book, so she's one of the oldest people left on Earth. Yeah, and she basically runs the caravan. So there's trucks that are constantly on the move, and their fuel is, I guess, runs on methane like shit, like in Mad Max 3. That's also another reason I like the show. It was a post-apocalyptic Mad Max thing, but a colorful one, which I enjoyed.
Indeed.
And I like Mad Max shit. There's actually a show right now with like the Harry Potter guy that is like a comedic Mad Max show. And I had no idea it existed. I'm like, I need to watch that. That seems like it's up my alley. Someone let me know if it sucks. I liked her whole episode with all the people and like her second in command, who we're going to talk about in a second. Yeah, her funeral was hilarious.
Dude, I loved it. I did not expect it.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
I did like how the trucks connect and they're just having one big party on the road.
That is so fucking cool. Yeah, but what I was thinking about that. I'm like, what if there's like a deer in the road? You're going to move like 4 fucking 16-wheelers out of the way? Like,
how do they like one will inevitably have to break while it's connected to all the other? It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It doesn't. And
it's Twisted Metal, okay? The next minor character, this is a girl who used to work for Granny, and it's Flower Power.
Yep.
Again, it's not a lot to go on. The original character just loved plants and wanted the contest to stop because she loved plants.
Dude, she's amazing. Her voice.
I love that she in the TV show she like got kicked out of Granny's caravan, but like she like now kills people and uses them as fertilizer.
Yeah.
We only get to see her car for like a second. We'll talk about that when we get to the cars. But they do have it in there. So yeah, she's good with like poisons and whatnot. And she was the former lover of Twister, based on the head-on version of Twister, which is the sister of Twister from Twisted Metal 2.
Yep.
Do you remember Twister from Twisted Metal 2's ending? Her ending was kind of funny.
Her ending was fucking hilarious. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, she wished to be faster than anything else, and she like drives her car so fast she goes back in time, and a T-Rex steps on her. But no, I thought she was pretty good. I like that she had armpit hair.
Dude, it was so obvious too when she walks in first.
If anything, it bothered me that Quiet's pits were shaved. I'm like, oh, fuck you. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah,
you guys are letting that shit grow out. No one's picky in the apocalypse. Let that grow out. Everyone should be way hairier than they were.
That's true.
But no, I thought she was a fun time. Next up, we have Bloody Mary.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Who she does have the bloody wedding dress underneath her outfit. This is a character from Twisted Metal Black. I think they drove Spectre.
Yep. She's
like on Saturday Night Live, right?
Yep. That's right. Yeah. Chloe Fineman. And man, is she fine. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you. Wow. She's a fucking smoke show.
Oh man, you know, there's a funny comment in the chat right now about me and women's armpit hair, but I'm not going to read it because it wasn't a super chat. But if that guy leaves it as a super chat, I will respond to it. So she used to have a relationship with John. Her mom used to run the pits, which is where the milkmen meet up and exchange information and whatnot. But hers burned down. She became a milkman herself afterwards. So she's still in love with John. He thought she was dead. And she's just mad at him for leaving, but like she leads to a really funny episode where he makes the mistake. So when you go to the pits, there's two things you do. You don't have weapons, which everyone breaks that rule, and you don't talk about your job. And he makes the mistake of telling her it's his last job, and if he gets this back, he'll live in San Francisco, and that was a mistake.
That's right.
Sadly, she doesn't make it. Bloody Mary gets the axe, literally.
That's right.
And so does a lot of minor characters that no one will miss from the Twisted Metal games. They all kind of get killed in that episode.
Yeah, I think they all do. Yeah. I think one survives.
So was this your favorite character? You were telling me before you were kind of into this one.
Oh, dude. I would dude, if she threw an axe at me, I'd thank her. Good Lord. Wow.
Look forward to Joey C's Bloody Mary cosplay coming soon to his spicy site. Okay, next. Next we have Shepard, who
this guy.
He was an FBI agent who drove Crimson Fury, I think, in Head On.
Yeah.
So he basically took the original Agent Stone storyline. He's an asshole. Yeah, I thought he was going to be on the show way more because they were giving him so much. By the way, he looks like Calypso.
Dude, he does look like Calypso for sure.
Yes.
Dude, his death is so out of left field. I was like, what the fuck?
He literally gets caught with his pants down. And she, Quiet just murders the fuck out of him.
Dude, lived brutally. It's fucking bad.
He is a real asshole in this. He kind of had that one coming. You guys are probably wondering, oh, you guys keep talking about Calypso. Where's Calypso? Don't worry. We'll mention Calypso.
Yeah.
Because I was a little worried that he wouldn't even be in the show. And then I saw the graffiti, and I'm like, oh, all we're going to get graffiti.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then I like how the early episodes are doing stuff that adaptations do that are annoying, and then they actually over deliver at one point,
which is fucking awesome.
That's actually pretty cool. That's actually really cool that they're gonna just throw that out as an Easter egg and never get around to it. I'm like, oh no, they're actually doing it.
I know. It's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. And this is funny. I didn't even know about this until I was looking up the characters afterwards. Like, oh shit, that's the brother and sister. So this is in the game. That's Outlaw 1. She's Outlaw 2. And then in Twisted Metal 3, they're together. But they're one of his eight. After Shepard dies, they kind of become Stone's right-hand men. Yeah, they're just henchmen, basically, who drive the police car. There's really nothing more to say about them.
That's pretty accurate.
And then...
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, I love Jason Mantzoukas. He's a bit of a weirdo now whenever I do attempt to listen to his awful podcast that I used to love. But I love Jason Mantzoukas. He is so goddamn funny in almost everything. I loved him in The League as Rafi. That's kind of where I discovered him.
Yep.
And dude, the guy is great. He is Preacher, and he's having so much fun with the Preacher role.
He fucking nails it.
He like is so goddamn funny. So basically, there's a bunch of religious people, but like they decided that like God wasn't real and that they're God and they're gonna be the religion of the land. And they're like crucifying people, having weird orgies. They're basically the most sacrilegious religious group ever.
This fucking whole part is amazing. The dominatrix representation for me does wonders for my insides. It's just fantastic. This was like one of the fucking best parts about the show. Holy fuck.
He is so good in this. And he lives. He has a big fight scene. There's a big explosion, and they make a point to tell you that he lives. And I'm like, thank God. Yeah. I really want to, because they kill off a lot of other characters. I'm like, no, I really want to see him in the next one. Probably my favorite minor character throughout the whole show. Now, before we get into the cars, Joey C, let's do some of these super chats, shall we?
Hell yeah, we shall.
Get your super chats in. Get them in right now. I am scrolling up to make sure. Okay. Let me actually, because I exited out. Let me make sure I'm not gonna miss any. While I'm looking for these super chats, Joey C, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Oh, you ever watch the classic movies, the 2002 classic Clock Stoppers? Well, I am revisiting Clock Stoppers, the classic Nickelodeon movie. And then we have a box office battles episode of Ernest Scared Stupid versus Hocus Pocus, where I argue that those two plots are pretty much the exact same. So, very fun stuff, man. Only the important pieces of cinema. Clock Stoppers, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Hocus Pocus.
Actually, sorry, I'm just looking for one more. I'm making sure I didn't miss any. Actually, this show, because again, 2002 you mentioned, they stopped by a movie theater at one point.
Oh, that's right.
And inside the movie theater, Quiet gets scared because she thinks she sees a person, and she throws an axe at a cutout of the fucking turtle guy from Master of Disguise.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And I did an episode with Joe Lascola, and we talked about how bad it is. But for some reason, you did a video recently about how it's actually good.
Yes, I did argue the other side, how the Master of Disguise is fantastic. So go watch both of those. Go watch Tony's first.
Okay, I think. Okay, yeah. So the first the first two I can't put on screen, but I have them here. So the Flail for $2 said, "No mommy milkers, only daddy dilkers."
Fuck yes, Flail.
Boys month.
Daddy dilkers, baby. Mommy milkers are out. Daddy dilkers are in, baby.
And then Michael says, "QT on Raka Raka's Talk to Me."
Oh fuck yeah!
Wait, what is quote tweet or Quentin Tarantino? What does that mean?
It could be either one, but I like his energy.
Okay,
I like his energy.
I don't know. I know Talk to Me is a movie coming out, but I don't know what you mean by QT. Anyway, Jake Moore for $5 says, "Props to Samoa Joe for the physical portrayal of Sweet Tooth, believable in size and intensity, while doing really good eye acting through the mask."
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point, because genuinely, that's a really important part of like masked characters.
Yes.
So Jake, I completely agree with that. I think it's fantastic.
Yes. Bill says, Tony. Oh, okay. So Chanjo didn't want to super chat his comment, but someone did it for him. Bill, for $5,
fuck yeah,
says Tony loves woman armpit hair confirmed.
Fuck yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. I don't necessarily love it, but I have dated Italian women, and I've had a girlfriend while winter was going on, so you get over it pretty quick. I know people are like, "Oh, gross." I'm like, "You've never had a girlfriend when it was snowing? Like, why are you pretending?"
The Italian one hits home for me.
Yeah, I'm dating. There was one girl in college that didn't shave because she thought like It'll make me, if I don't shave, then you won't want to do anything on the first date. I'm like, that's not gonna stop me. I'm like, challenge accepted. I don't care. I would love a rental reviews reunion on Hack the Movies. Well, it's gonna be a little hard these days, buddy, but I'll try my best. I'm gonna try my best. I actually would love to have Matei back on at some point, or James if he's got the time. Yes, Rob K. Oh wait! I just realized 420. He paid 420 for that comment.
Lit.
Rob K for $5 says, "Is it confirmed that Stone is dead on the show? We never technically saw him to die." Yeah, we'll talk about the spoilers when we get into our like idea for season 2.
That's a good point.
So that was a spoiler. Thanks, Rob. You just ruined it for everyone. Just ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I
got an argument for that.
Okay. Leave more super chats. We're going to get... Oh, by the way, we're also going to do voicemails at the end of this. A live voicemail segment. We've never done that before.
Only on Patreon.
Yes, only on Patreon. This is a rare... Usually the video segment of... The video version of the voicemail is on Patreon, but you'll see a little bit of what we go through. Okay. The cars. Outlaw. One of the Outlaws. Love it. Love it.
Fantastic.
They totally nailed the car design in this.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Fucking, I was so happy that Shadow existed.
Dude, me too. I fucking flipped when I saw it.
I'm a little mad it's not driven by a spooky wizard man like
It's
the
true.
Undertaker, but I love just seeing Shadow. I think they soup it up at the end. They bring it back for that final fight. But this is the one that Quiet and her brother were escaping in.
Yeah.
This apparently... So in the OC, when the slaves are out of line and they get sentenced to execution, these guys in nice suits show up in these hearses.
Oh, yeah.
And take them away. And I'm like, wow, that is a really fucked up society. The OC is like the most horrifying dystopian thing there.
Literally.
Next car. Okay, so there's Flower Power.
Yep.
So it shows that...
It's a different design, you know what I'm saying? But it's close enough. It doesn't have the logo. In the game, I think it's more of like a squared off front. I don't know if that was polygons she has or not, but
she has all her graffiti. But like you can see, she hasn't driven the car in a long time. Doesn't even have tires.
That's a good point.
So yeah, then she joins up with Miranda Twister, and at the end they drive in the Juggernaut, which I thought was Darkseid.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I guess it's Juggernaut. Close enough. Looks great. As long as there is a black truck, I am happy.
Yeah, that's
I don't even care if the right people are driving these vehicles, as long as the vehicles are in it and they do cool shit, because that's really the appeal of Twisted Metal. Here's some cars and they do cool shit. And I gotta give them props. I love the vehicular combat in the show.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking great. There's a lot of sound effects actually that are pulled straight from the game.
Dude. Okay, so the final battle, without spoiling too much, we'll get to it in a minute. When Sweet Tooth's ice cream rockets came in and the laugh happened, I'm like, this is... I never knew I would get this. I didn't know I wanted this, and now it exists, and I love it. I'm like, this came out of nowhere. I haven't thought about Twisted Metal in a very long time. And this, I'm just like, that whole final episode, I'm like, I am in love with this whole show and everything
Dude,
going on right now.
Good.
Like, there's little car fights throughout the show. Like, awesome ones. They're, like, machine gun and everything. I loved in the first episode the dude who jumps on top of the Evelyn car, and Anthony Mackie just pulls up a little machine gun that machine guns his balls.
Oh, yeah.
I also like the vultures. So there's vultures in the wastelands.
Right. Yeah.
That go around, like, just scavenging and taking people's stuff. I love that the guy gives Quiet, like, a therapy lesson when she thinks John is dead and she's having a meltdown. He goes to like kill her.
Yeah.
But then he's just like, oh man, you look like you're having a rough time. He actually like talks to her. There's a lot, by the way, there's no shortage of weirdos in the wasteland.
Oh boy.
Like that creepy guy who's like putting all the cocoa butter on
he's
him.
the fucking, what's that character? The fucking trash man from the, I think it's the original. They had like the garbage man.
He's that guy?
I think so. I'm not
100%.
I'm not 100% on that, but I could see how that is.
That I didn't pick up on, but that's funny. Yeah. So next, that was awesome.
Yeah,
the Twister,
because
it's like an IndyCar racer. My one issue with the cars. So they haven't gone, and this is my issue with the show so far. They haven't gone full fantasy. I think they're leaving the door open for it because there's weird sci-fi stuff. So like they say like a nuclear reactor broke down and it led to like this crazy storm with like all this mini lightning shooting around. It's all colorful. And I'm like, okay, I'm hoping next season they work in more fantastical elements, because the reason it's called Twister, the reason it's called Twister in the game is because it can spin around and cause a tornado. But this show is kind of doing the whole like, hey, let's do this crazy concept, but make it sort of based in reality.
Yeah.
To a point, as real as you can get with this concept.
Yeah.
But I would like some more fantastical stuff. It would have been nice to see crazier super weapons. Like fucking Shadow in the game shoots out like a shadow spooky demon thing that blows you up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It would have been nice if she had some kind of wind weapon that could like throw people around. But I was glad that fucking Sweet Tooth. Hold on. Oh, we'll get to Sweet Tooth. He has, spoiler, the ice cream head on top of his truck just fires a million mortars out of it.
Yeah.
So that's Evelyn. That is not in the game. But spoiler, Evelyn dies during the fight with the preacher. And
very, very gruesome death.
And of course, because all the music ends at 2002, the saddest song they could find is the one by Evanescence from the Daredevil soundtrack. Oh, you know what I really loved about the beginning of the show? When he ejects the CD and it's the Jerky Boys. I'm like, I have that CD.
Yeah.
I've listened to the Jerky Boys so many times. Yep. I'm like, I instantly relate to this character. Also, call back to Double Dragon, which we reviewed together. Remember how there was a Double Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
There was a Double Dragon arcade game in that movie. In the first shootout of this series, they're in a mall. He drives through something, and a copy of Twisted Metal lands on his windshield. And I thought that was hilarious. What else did that? Oh, Rampage did that, where the bad guy just has an arcade cabinet for Rampage in her office.
Yeah,
which is bizarre.
And then, like, I think Cypress Hill. He's listening to Cypress Hill, and didn't Cypress Hill do something with Twisted Metal 2? Didn't they have a whole level or something like that?
That I don't know.
Yeah, there's some like crossover between Cypress Hill and
the only musician thing I can think of is Rob Zombie doing the songs for 3 and being a character in 4. We're gonna circle back to Rob Zombie.
Yeah, that's true.
So Evelyn dies and he's forced to make a new car, and he makes Roadkill.
Fuck yeah.
Which is and it looks like the one from like the second game, I believe, the red one. And that thing's awesome. He's got a rocket on the top. He's got like a mounted machine gun that he can like twist around. And it just leads to a beautiful car chase. And I fucking love the ice cream truck. And again, this is Boys Month, so I just want to say I hate Crystal. And I'm mad she got to go to the premiere for this and got to see all the costumes and got to hang out on the goddamn truck. God damn it!
That's fucked up.
Still mad about it. She went to another premiere recently.
She did. That she did.
Yeah, I think it's for some gay rom-com, so I'm not as upset about missing out on that, but it would have been nice to be invited.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I'll watch a gay rom-com. I'll do it. I don't care. I'm friends with Joey C, okay?
That's true.
I'm very
you
inclusive.
Look at my Twitter. That's right.
I look at your Twitter like an angry dad does.
My fucking dad saw it and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Anyway, no one go to Joey C's Twitter.
Yeah, you don't want to.
So, okay. Before we... All right, let's go into these minor characters.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So there's minor characters. They have Mr. Slam, who was a character who drove a tractor. But the reason he's called Mr. Slam in the show is because he has a gigantic dick that he can crush watermelons with. I'm so glad he survived that shootout. I'm like, yeah, so we need more of him. We're going to need more of him. Another minor character is the drag queen.
Fuck yeah, Petunia, baby.
Which is a character that you probably couldn't put in the game these days, and I'm shocked they made it to the TV show.
Me too.
I'm shocked. That's another fun thing about the world ending in 2002. They didn't have to live through a lot of the shit that we have now. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
where like
That's a
everything
good
is
point.
like not PC enough or too PC, and everyone argues and complains. Like, oh, thank God, the world ended and people just had to worry about shooting each other. They didn't care about any of this other shit.
That's right.
But drag queen's there, Petunia's there. They don't make
Fuck
it.
yeah.
They don't make it. They also have Pizza Boy,
The
everyone's
fucking
favorite
Pizza
character.
Boy.
And again, a lot of these are from Twisted Metal 4, the game that no one likes.
Yep.
Who else there? Pit Viper, who's a
Yep.
character I think has only ever been in the first one, and even her like goddamn fucking necklace looks like the logo on the car. Which again, they didn't have to pay that much attention to detail, and they did for some reason. They really went all out with it. I'm like,
Dude,
this is
It's
why? Why did they do
It's
that?
so fucking deep. It's ridiculous. And then Dollface.
And then Dollface, and this is
Yes.
where we'll finally let's get into spoilers now. Dollface is, we find out at the end, John's brother. Now,
Yep.
so the whole show,
Sister.
spoiler section. At some point when they get to Chicago, they get the package for Raven, and they get it from Calypso, who we only ever hear. We never see. Well, we see him at the very end. But yeah, I did not think Calypso was gonna be a thing until they go to his spooky little underground thing, and Quiet's loving it. She's like, "This is so cool."
Yeah, I know.
What did you think of Calypso's voice? I think it's fine.
I think it's great because I think that's exactly how he would sound in the game.
I don't know, because I watched those cutscenes, and I used to. I mean, not me. A friend of mine used to do the Calypso voice all the time when playing those games because he thought it was like the coolest voice. It's serviceable for the show. It's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
It's close enough, but I kind of wish it was that original voice.
That would be a fucking
I
reference.
thank you for playing Twisted Metal. Like, I needed that.
It was once again one of those like voices that are trying to be a little goofy.
Yeah.
Maybe trying a little too hard. But yeah, I think it did great.
So they all kind of group together to take on Agent Stone and his boys. So Juggernaut's there with Twister and Flower Power. They're going after all the outlaws, basically. Fucking Sweet Tooth shows up because Agent Stone killed all the prisoners he freed during that very touching episode where he visited the asylum to visit his parents, who he locked in the asylum during the apocalypse, just to mess with their corpses.
Holy shit!
And this is when Sweet Tooth just pours lighter fluid on his head and says, "Light it up!" And like Mike and Stu are all in the clown makeup, they're going for it. And he wants to kill Agent Stone. The Juggernauts want to kill Agent Stone. Fucking Roadkill, Quiet, and John want to kill Agent Stone and his boys. And it's just this amazing shootout. Sweet Tooth gets a little carried away. And he accidentally kills he destroys everyone's car. And Mike and Stu turn on him, and then they think they kill him. They run him over. He loses his eye, which not my favorite part.
Yeah, I figured you would not enjoy that.
But I remember that, his mask in the games, he's always got that eye thing. I'm like, oh, cool, because he had both eyes. That's pretty funny. So yeah, they turn on him and they get away. Flower Power and Twister. Flower Power almost dies, and Twister's pissed at Agent Stone, and the clown, and Sweet Tooth, basically. So she wants revenge.
Yep.
Quiet finally confronts Agent Stone and gives him the same choice, who, by the way, has an axe in his face.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. It's so gross.
He gives him a choice, like, hey, you can either kill yourself or you can just use that bullet and survive out here. And actually, I like that scene because you find out in this backstory that he accidentally killed a little girl when he took on those dudes inside what is supposed to be a rainforest cafe, but they couldn't call it that. Again, a lot of 2002 nostalgia. So yeah, and he sees the bloody teddy bear, and then when he's about to die, he sees another bloody teddy bear. So I thought that was cool. But someone's right. We don't see him actually shoot himself. So will he come back all scarred in the next season? That's a possibility. Quiet and John get back to New San Francisco, but Quiet's not allowed in because the deal wasn't for her. But she lets him go. She shoots him, so they have to take him in, and she goes back into the wasteland with Roadkill. John is now a part of society, or like what is left of society. And like they're, oh, by the way, we forgot to mention, so Raven is not what she seems. She shows him early on in San Francisco. She shows him early on what life is like in the city, and she's happily married, and she's got a little baby, and everything's great. And then as soon as John agrees to go on the trip, she's like, give this baby back to its mother. And then her husband, she's like, the payment's in your apartment.
Dude, and then he gets dragged off.
And then he gets dragged.
God damn.
She's putting on this show to show how great life is, to just warm John up, because she wants to use him for something very specific. The package. How did you feel when they finally revealed what the package was?
I jumped off the couch. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yo! And then she didn't even enjoy it.
Yeah, so the package that everyone has been dying for and killing each other for was ice cream. But she's disappointed because it had peanuts or didn't have peanuts, and they got her order wrong. So she's very upset about it. Dude. But you find out like the package wasn't super important to her. But it's so funny to think like all the people who died, and it was like, oh, it was just ice cream. That's why there was a time limit. She didn't want it to thaw too much.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, so she's warming John up. She's like setting up on dates. She's like paying people to be his friend.
Yep.
But he misses the road. He misses the open road.
I think it's a little more than that.
Yeah, and he misses someone else out there.
Yep.
But then she tries to win him over with one last thing. She's like, hey, look, I found out who you are. And she has all the pictures of his family. Finds out he had a little sister. And he has some of the memories, not all of them, but he remembers his dad saying, take the car and get out of here, which led to his accident. And she's like, here's your childhood home. This is all for you. And he still is like, no. And then she shows her true colors. She's like, okay, I didn't want to do this. Fuck you. You are my driver, because there is a tournament being held by Calypso, who she's in communication with.
Yep.
She's like, hey, he held up his end of the deal. She's like, Calypso is putting on a tournament that is vehicular combat, and the winner gets whatever their heart's desire, their wish. So she basically wants him to enter the contest for her, so she can get a wish granted from Calypso. Now, we don't know what the extent of this wish granting is with Calypso, because we're not sure what kind of world this is, because in the game, he was magic. He had demon powers. He could do whatever. But one of the last cliffhangers in the show is, let me bring it back up here. Quiet ends up hunting milkmen and giving their supplies back to the people who need it. So she's basically Robin Hood at this point. But she gets cornered by the Dollface gang, and we find out that the leader is John's younger sister that he didn't know he had. So that's a fun like teaser for the next season. Also, Sweet Tooth finds Mike and Stu.
Yep.
And it looks like he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna kill him, and then he changes his mind. But I think he like injures them, so he's not done with them yet. But yeah, I guess season 2 predictions. They show a bunch of characters who are gonna show up. They show Mr. Grimm.
Yep.
Now, okay, I'm fine with the realism for season 1. It better be a fucking skeleton. I want the magic fantasy elements introduced in season 2. Please, for the love of God, it better be a Grim Reaper skeleton. I know the later games, it was a guy wearing a skull or a guy with the skull painted on him. No, I want a skeleton man. Calypso is there. He has his long hair. I wonder what kind of face they're going to give him, because famously in the first one, he had no face.
Yep.
And then the second one, you could see it kind of healed. And then he was just a normal guy afterwards. But I like that there's a little bracket system here. Because that's my problem with the Mortal Kombat movie, the original one. I'm like, I never know which side is winning. The rules don't really make any sense. And yeah, he's putting characters on there like Mr. Grimm, John Doe, a bunch of others. And did I not? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I want Calypso's blimp. That I feel is a must. That is a must. They better go to Hollywood, and it better have Calypso's blimp. This one made me the most excited. Axel.
Yep. Fuck,
and yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Axel that's not permanently attached from the later games. Because if you think about it, Axel from Twisted Metal 2 and 3 doesn't really make sense. It's like, how How does he shit?
I was
How does
just
he
going to
eat?
say, how does he shit?
How does he reload his weapons and stuff? But he better look like that. It better look like he's locked into it. Because I know later games look like he's just like hovering.
Yeah, that's true.
I am excited for Axel. Because again, that was the image that I saw. That cover right there. And I'm like, that is the coolest man in the world. His arms are wheels.
The most fucking badass character ever.
So I'm real excited for him. I want Minion. Real demon Minion. I feel like you agree with me on that.
I absolutely fucking agree with that.
Not the Minion from Black, which was a guy wearing a goat head, and it was like maybe Sweet Tooth's father or his personality or something. I forget what the backstory is. I want Demon Minion. Please. Demon Minion. And then of course...
Dude, fuck yeah, man.
So
it needs to happen.
So the apocalypse ended in 2002. Rob Zombie was still huge at that time. This is before, I think only one of his, no, this is before his first movie came out.
Yeah.
I want Rob Zombie in season 2 of Twisted Metal.
Me
as
fucking
himself.
too.
He doesn't have to be a main character. He could get killed off pretty quick.
He could just show up in the fucking battle.
Yes. He could be so upset that his movie House of a Thousand Corpses was never released because the world went to shit. But it'd be funny if he was like one of the only celebrities that made it in the apocalypse.
That would be fucking sick.
So that's what I want for season. What do you want for season 2, Joey? We know it's going to be a tournament.
It's definitely going to be a tournament. Now, I'm a big hopeless romantic, of course, as you know, Tony. I talk about it all the time. Of course, I want Quiet and John to reunite. I hope. I'll tell you what I hope doesn't happen. I hope Quiet doesn't join the big tournament separately from John, and then they have to fight each other.
Oh, yeah.
I do not want that to happen.
Yeah.
But I hope they can finally, come together, reconcile, and live a very beautiful life together in the apocalypse. That's my hopeless romantic self talking. That's all I wanted all season. I waited for them. And then the last episode, he went out to go find Quiet, right? Or was going on his way. And then the fucking season ended, and I'm like, fuck, now I gotta wait.
Yeah. I hope this gets a season 2 because it got me hooked. The car combat was great. They're promising more of it. They've established a lot of the characters. Now we just need some cannon fodder. We just need some. I mean, they've already killed most of Twisted Metal 4. There are some more characters in. Who gives a shit? But I want some more of those fans. I'll even settle for like a sci-fi version, a sci-fi explanation for the span.
They could go one of two ways. They could continue with the realism aspect of it, or like you said, they can go fucking completely off the rails and have real demons.
I mean, they could do a thing where like, hey, you know what actually caused the apocalypse was some science experiment happened and it caused a rift in the dimension. Like all this shit happened.
That's a good point.
You could do stuff like Calypso escaped hell and entered Earth and did all this stuff. I hope they don't ground it a little too much in reality. It was fun for the first season, but I want to see some of that craziness. Again, I like that it took the stories from Black, but with the visuals of 1 and 2.
Yep.
And mostly it was just fun. I don't know about you, but like I forgot it was a Twisted Metal adaptation midway through. And I was just enjoying the story and characters.
Me too. And I think the inclusion of an original main character, Quiet, so far was really imperative to the storyline being good.
So yes, so you mean you liked Cole Young in the new Mortal Kombat?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes
you're right. You're fucking right. I hate to be called out like that, but that's a fucking good example.
It is funny. I forget who said, one of the fans said it, but they're like, wow, it really did what Mortal Kombat 2021 was trying to do. But it succeeded. It actually did a good job of doing it. I'm like, oh, what do you know? They pulled it off. So I had a great time with the show.
Me too.
Who do you want to win? I mean, obviously they're probably gonna let John and Quiet win, but who do you want to win? I want Sweet Tooth to win.
I want absolutely Sweet Tooth to
because
win, man.
He always wishes for the dumbest shit.
I know.
Twisted Metal 2, he wishes to be a bug.
Yeah, or a fly. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, and then eventually he does become the owner of the Twisted Metal tournament.
Yep.
Depending on what version. I mean, I think it's Twisted Metal Black. It's even assumed that Calypso is also him.
Yeah.
As is Marcus and whatnot. It's very confusing. Everyone, get your super chats in. Also, Mike the Bearded Outlaw, I see you jumping in and out. Let's talk to some people. If you're a patron, jump in now. Jump in now. Hello, John Johnson. Oh, your mic's not on. Oh, you're gone.
See you, John. See you later.
Well, anyway, leave your super chats. We're going to listen to some voicemails.
Fuck yeah.
And then we'll read your super chats afterwards. Let us know what you thought of Twisted Metal. Let's listen to some voicemails, Joey.
Let's do it.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Movie Dumpster's been doing a voicemail segment.
Yeah, I did notice that.
They're more consistent about it than I am. I'm very inconsistent with mine. But I was watching this, so I babysat the nieces last week. With my sister's friend, because my sister's like, you need 2 people to babysit them. I'm like, I think I can handle it, but she doesn't trust me apparently because there's twins. She gets scared.
Okay.
So I watched Twisted Metal with my sister's friend, but at one point I had to put the Movie Dumpster episode on because I was on it, and they're playing their voicemail, and I'm like, wow, that voicemail segment, like, wow, that guy was like really nice, and a lot of sweet things to say, and then in front of this girl, I'm like, let me pull up my voicemail. I haven't checked it in a bit, and let me play one of my messages, and this was the first one.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, just play it. You son of a bitch, just play it. It worked before. No. Are you kidding me? We literally played this,
we
right?
Did. We did.
Here we go.
Nope.
What are you doing? Oh. What is going on? Oh my God, no. You son of a bitch.
I'm calling.
Why did it work? I was such a good setup.
I can't attest to it. It was fucking right there, man.
Is it going to do it to the other ones?
Oh. The one single one we just talked about. We need that one to play.
That was open with sure. Okay. Oh my God.
Hang on, wait for it. Folks.
Oh, hold on, let me take this off the screen real quick before something happens. Leave your super chats. Why is it not letting me?
You done messed up. That's right, we did. Botchamania.
We didn't even mess up. Okay,
I can attest it did work.
Hold on. Let me share
the
this
movies
tab.
Finally got hacked.
Can you hear this?
Oh yeah.
What is that? Do you hear that?
Yeah, I do hear that clicking.
Oh my God, what? No, stop that. Stop that.
It's Morse code. Help me, Tony.
Okay. Well, it was a guy saying, fuck you, Tony, you fat fucking piece of shit. And it would have been funny if it fucking played.
I did hear it, so I can't attest to it.
I can't believe it just screwed me over. On that.
The one voicemail.
I can't look at it. It's just not playing it.
That's sad.
Okay, we'll just go to the next one.
Yep.
This is the actor, Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte called.
Whoa.
Can you believe it?
Whoa.
And I just wanted to tell you, I think you have a great show. I love it. One of my favorites.
Whoa.
Good work.
Wow, Nick Nolte likes the show.
I'm impressed.
Can you believe that?
I can't believe that. Wow.
Also, I just realized I could just drag that thing back in and it'll probably work. So we're going to...
That's a good idea.
Replace existing file. Okay, we're going to do the third one.
This is Joe Bookman from the Douglas County Library.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
If you guys are following... Hold on, I have it right here. I have it right here. Joey C. Oh, God. Ugh. Some guy keeps sending me copies of The Craft Legacy.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I did. And this came from the Douglas County Library of Colorado. I don't know how he was able to get that.
Oh.
But this apparently, let me play this again. This is a Mr. Bookman, which is totally not a Seinfeld character. Hold on.
This is Joe Bookman from the Douglas County Library in Colorado.
And then they hung up. Wow, that sounds like a British guy.
Interesting.
Trying to do an American accent, but he forgot how to say Colorado. Gee, I wonder if he followed up with another voicemail to make up for sounding like an asshole.
This is Mr. Bookman again.
Oh, good, he did.
Okay.
Sorry, sometimes I get so angry I just have to hang up. Yes, this is Mr. Joe Bookman from the Douglas County Library in Colorado. There's a message for Antonio Peluso.
Okay.
I understand you're a movie reviewer, Mr. Peluso. Well, I got a picture for you. Imagine a non-binary teenager.
Okay.
Go into their local library to rent out a copy of Craft Legacy.
Okay.
I think you'll find it stolen, but I bet you get your kicks out of that, don't you, anti-woke boy? We want the DVD back, Mr. Peluso. You got 7 days.
Did he say woke man?
Anti-woke man. I'm an anti-woke man.
Yo, what the fuck?
That poor gender-neutral kid can't watch fucking the Craft Legacy.
Dude, you got 7 days. You better act on it. It's probably been at least 4 days.
Oh, no, that fucking voicemail is like from May.
Dude, you're overdue. You're fucking overdue, man.
Real quick. Joe Johnson, how are you? Are you here now? You're still muted. I keep seeing Mike jumping in and out of the thing. I keep missing him.
John, please. Okay, we'll come back to you, John.
Okay. Twisted Metal 4, Cypress Hill had a song on the level. Okay, you left it in the private check.
I knew there was a Cypress Hill reference.
Okay. Twisted Metal 4 makes more sense. The whole song. Okay. Voicemail 6. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's see if this one works now. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't want to play.
God, that's lame.
And I don't want to, because you have to share your screen to do this, so I don't want to show people's phone numbers.
That's a good point. Yeah, don't do that.
Hey, very famous Tony from Hack the Movies.
I think I remember this voice.
My name is not as famous Clayton Fioriti.
Clayton Fioriti? My good friend?
Whoa.
From the Clayton Fioriti channel and Dragon Curve. I was wondering if you would possibly play this voicemail on air so that I could steal some of your viewers. Thanks.
Clayton wants to steal some of my viewers. Real quick, I'm just gonna. He probably is like desperate for subscribers. Let me just pull up Clayton.
Yeah, let's see.
Fioriti's YouTube channel, 347,000 subscribers.
Huh.
I don't know why he needs more from me.
Interesting.
Let me check out his other channel. Yeah. Dragon Curve, 43,000. So I have him beat there.
Okay,
he only have 43,000 subscribers there.
Boy,
yeah,
Tony,
Clayton.
could you imagine waking up and having 43,000 subscribers?
I would put on a clown mask and going on a rampage.
I would shit. You would cry.
Hello, this is a message for Crystal, not Tony. Crystal.
Oh.
I hate it already.
This is a man's month?
This is boys month.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tony, you're just a goof. But we still love you.
Hey
Bye.
now.
The hell did I do? What did I do? Okay.
Hey, Tony and company, it's Ryan, a.k.a. Renan, leaving
Oh!
a non-joke voicemail just to say, I really appreciate what you guys do. The Hack the Movies and the bonus content and just the fun you guys have and how it translates to the screen and how it's informative, it's funny, it's sarcastic, and just a little bit of everything for everybody. And yeah, Johanna, Crystal, the Dumpster Brothers, give them my love, and especially Mint Salad. Right?
Oh, especially mint salad.
Yeah, fuck me, right?
Yeah, it's you just have a good.
Yeah, I guess fuck you. Wow. Sucks for you, Joey.
Yeah.
Good thing going on there. So just a little keep it up the good work. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, I'll call back in the future with more prank calls, but give me some time to think of something. But in the meantime, yeah. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bearded Outlaw still
cute.
isn't back. What
was
is taking? He keeps popping in when we're in the middle of a voicemail, then the voicemail ends and he disappears.
He's like, nope, gotta get out of here.
Oh, hold on. No, did my mic work? No, it is muted. Oh, is he trying to? Yeah, your mic's muted, Joe Johnson. And I can't unmute it, so it's muted on your end. Okay, next.
Tony, I really enjoyed your Batman Returns review.
Joey, that is Christopher Walken.
Holy shit.
It
Holy
was great
shit.
to see myself walking along, singing a song, walking in a winter wonderland.
One of my favorite actors called into the show?
That's wild.
Wow, Nick Nolte and now Christopher Walken. I can't wait to see him in Dune Part 2, by the way.
Holy fuck.
Did you see that Dune Part 2? They're not putting the Marvels in IMAX theaters because IMAX decided it wants to screen Dune Part 2 instead.
Yep.
Dune Part 2 is going to look so much better than the Marvels. I feel like putting the Marvels in IMAX with modern Marvel effects, it's just going to make IMAX look bad. So they're like, no, we want Dune 2.
Yep,
this actually
right.
shows off our format. You're a cartoon movie that no one's going to watch. All right.
Hey, Tony. I'm a fan of your show, Hack the Movies, and I also watch The Master. My name's Devin. I live in Auburn, Illinois, and I'm about to buy a camera and a microphone. I want to start my own YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
But I hope you guys at some point talk about Howard the Duck and Catwoman.
I talked about Howard the Duck years ago on an older version of Hack the Movies. I should see if that review exists. We reviewed Guardians of the Galaxy and Howard the Duck at the same time.
That's hilarious.
Because Guardians of the Galaxy had Howard the Duck, and we're like, wow, we've come full circle. Marvel movies started with a talking animal, and now there's a talking raccoon. But Catwoman is on the list of future reviews. So I don't know when that's happening, but that is definitely on the list.
They're both shitty movies. And what you guys' favorite trilogy is. My favorite trilogy is the original Star Wars trilogy.
That's a good one.
I'd also love to hear you guys' opinion on
wait for it.
On like what your favorite DC and Marvel movie is.
Well, I think that's goes without question. The Dark Knight Rises, right?
Of course. That's both of our favorite trilogies.
Exactly.
Because the acting, especially in The Dark Knight Rises, is just, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's changed my life.
Thank you.
It's absolutely changed my life.
You know what's funny? No one ever wants to touch the handkerchief on the set.
It's sacred. I know I've never touched it. It's sacred. I can't.
What? It's there. You can touch a piece of film history.
I will touch it next time I'm there.
We had Captain Boomies here yesterday. We were filming a review. What is that review? Don't worry about it. Or become a patron or channel member and get behind the scenes on what's coming up. But I was like, by the way, Captain, that is the handkerchief if you want to touch it and feel a piece of film history. Everyone's always too afraid. Okay.
My favorite DC movie is Joker, but I don't know what my favorite Marvel movie is.
What's your favorite Marvel movie?
The original Doctor Strange is really cool to me. I love that. Favorite DC movie, though?
Well, you already answered it.
That's a good point. That's still
I don't know why
universe.
Yeah, I don't know why you were thinking of
no, too many movies in my brain, Tony. I got confused. Yeah.
Okay.
Too many things.
Is this
the one? Tony.
We already played that one. Okay, next.
Tony didn't watch Barbie, and you weren't in The Dark Knight Rises. No, there's no proof, no picture. It didn't happen.
Oh. It's kind of gaslighting.
What the fuck did that son of? I'm playing that again.
Tony didn't watch Barbie.
I watched Barbie. There's literally a picture of me at the theater wearing the shirt. Casey was there. Crystal was there.
It's true.
And you weren't in The Dark Knight Rises. No, there's no proof, no picture. It didn't happen.
I actually, on Patreon, a long time ago, I uploaded all the pictures I took that day on the set of The Dark Knight Rises. And you know what? I didn't think to take a selfie that entire day.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't take not one fucking selfie.
Isn't it on your IMDb page?
I don't think it is. I don't think they let me put it on there. I've tried.
That's dumb.
But my pictures you can find nowhere else. So I was definitely there. And also, I know people who know me when I was there. I could probably get in contact with my friend who dropped me off at the stadium.
Stay tuned for the proof.
Yeah. Someone tried, I won't say who, but someone tried to start a rumor last year that I wasn't in the movie.
Lame.
And I'm like, no, the joke isn't that I am lying about being in the movie. The joke is that I was in the movie and I'm bragging about it too much. Okay.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, this is Todd the Blockbuster Guy. Just thought I'd give you a call. I was out on there and I was like, oh shit, I could actually call the States. I didn't know that. Just figured it out.
Oh, he's definitely not from America because he just said he figured it out. I just figured it out. I think he said that was Ty the Blockbuster Guy. He's a big fan of ours.
But yeah, fuck, that Barbie episode was great.
The Barbie episode was great.
Fucking hilarious, and you guys rock. Margot
I
Robbie
love
was
him.
great too as well.
Margot
I still need to
Robbie.
see it though, but honestly, the episode today was fucking awesome. You guys are always a good time. Live chat's always a good time.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck. Have a good one. Looking forward to the next episode, and hopefully you get that one on Thursday done as well for Twisted Metal.
We're doing it right now
with official Joey C.
Oh,
all right. Peace out, Tom.
Dude, that's Ty the Blockbuster Guy. I finally have a voice to a name.
Hold on. Let me play it.
Oh, whatever. But yeah, this is Ty the Blockbuster Guy.
Ty the Blockbuster Guy.
Dude, fuck yeah, that guy kicks ass.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see the next one.
Hello, Tony. Famous Tony from Hack the Movie.
Wait, did I miss one?
I love Bobby.
Oh yeah, sorry. We have two celebrities here.
Hang on, that sounds familiar.
I've listened to this one, and Joey, I'm gonna let you know right now. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Holy fuck.
And it's definitely not Vito Giswaldi. Okay, let me play it.
I love Bobby. Bobby is the greatest movie I've ever seen. It has so much heart and character. And I love Margot Robbie is the greatest actress. And I love when Ken sings his little song and he dances.
Oh.
Bobby is the #1 movie in America. It is better than Oppenheimer. I love Bobby.
Fucking hack a movie, idiot.
Oh my god.
I just want to point out that Arnold started off Austrian
and then ended German.
And quickly ended like just Hitler from Inglourious Bastards level German.
That is wild.
It's not you got to be more consistent with your accent there, buddy. Or maybe that really was Arnold. I like to think it was Arnold. And definitely not Vito Giswaldi doing a horrible accent. Okay, next.
Hello, Tony. Famous Tony from Hack the Movies. This is the Kino Corner.
The Kino Corner! You've never heard of the Kino Corner?
Oh my goodness gracious.
How many followers are they up to? Do they have me beat? They probably have me beat. The Kino Corner, 130,000 subs. He does a lot of movie content.
God damn.
Way more popular than me. We probably should collab at some point. This is our first collaboration, I guess. Yeah, let's play his voicemail.
Calling in to give my 2 cents about Barbie.
Okay.
I thought that it was a pretty funny movie with a bit of mixed messaging. I couldn't quite get what it was. I got what it was trying to say, but I think that it was very clumsy in its third act. I enjoyed my time with it. I didn't think it was perfect by any means. I don't regret getting a free ticket to see it. And yeah, I'd say that's about it with Barbie. I thought Ken was great. And I like Greta Gerwig's directing style. And again, not many comedies of late have made me laugh, and this one did. So props to it for that. Anyways, see you around, Tony. And hello to everyone who might be listening to this.
Oh,
That was just a well-constructed voicemail.
Yeah, so he thought Barbie was okay, but he wasn't super into it. So yeah, I think we can confirm here that Kino Corner hates women and
That's
he
right.
deserves to be canceled.
Absolutely hates women.
Much like you're racist and will never accept Anthony Mackie as Captain America. We got to point out.
God damn it! That's my Papa Doc. Fuck.
Thank you, Kino Corner, for calling in. I'm gonna try this one more time.
Is that gonna play? Dude, that
Nope.
fucking sucks. It
was
played
the
once.
funniest. I set up and the punchline was so good and it just didn't fucking play.
So one of our Patreon supporters, John Johnson, said, "When has Twisted Metal ever been supernatural, and when is Spawn?"
I think I finally found someone to do the Spawn episode with. There were people I wanted to do it with who were informative. Like I really wanted to do it with Rhea, but that episode needs to be in studio, and I can't fly her out here for that stupid video. But I think I found someone who is very knowledgeable in the I want someone who's actually read the early comics, so I can actually have a conversation with them. Because when I reviewed it on Cinemassacre, none of those guys were familiar with Spawn.
Dude, we'll just
whatsoever.
get Todd McFarlane, man.
I would love to have Todd McFarlane on there.
Yeah, we interviewed him at Screenwriting.
Yeah, unfortunately his mic isn't working. That's a bummer.
Bummer.
When has Twisted Metal ever been supernatural?
Never supernatural ever. Floating demons and fireballs.
Yeah, literally,
and...
Spectre in the first game is literally a ghost who wants his body back. Mr. Ash, the driver of Darkseid, wants a demon away from Calypso. Minion is a demon. Mr. Grimm is literally a Grim Reaper. There was Mordecai, or the driver of Shadow is like the Undertaker, basically.
Yeah, totally.
There's supernatural shit all throughout those. Calypso shoots lightning and makes the impossible scenarios happen. Like it's a very supernatural game. Yeah, so let's see. Do we have more super chats? Here we go. From Billie Jean.
Oh fuck, Tony.
Tony, if I don't see some child support money, I'm naming your son after your brother Vito. Billie Jean is not my lover, okay? She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid
very consistent though.
Oh, here's Mike having internet issues tonight. Sorry, I can't grace you fine fellas with my bearded face tonight. Please forgive me. All is forgiven, Mike. All is forgiven.
You're forgiven now that you spent $4.99.
So yeah, we'll give everyone a few more minutes to send in any last super chats that they want. And yeah, Joey, I think I already asked you this question earlier, but do you have anything else coming up, and where can we follow you?
Like I said, Clockstoppers 2002 review and Ernest Scared Stupid versus Hocus Pocus is coming out. But you can find me at youtube.com/officialjoeyc. We'd love to have you there. Also, if you want to follow my questionable Twitter account that disappoints Tony on the regular, you can follow me at officialjoeyc_. Let me tell you, I wouldn't recommend looking at it. That's all I have to say.
Great job, Joey C. Great job. And yes, this was a lot of fun. I've been meaning to do more live episodes in addition to the Monday episodes, but after the move, I had to play so much catch up, I wasn't able to do it. But yeah, I plan to do more live ones. I think Friday next week. We won't know if it's happening until it happens, but I am planning to do The Machine, the Burt Kreischer movie with Carl from Who Are These Podcasts.
Fuck yeah.
It's a movie that I don't think anyone has seen.
Nope.
That guy is so unfunny.
Yep.
And he's on every podcast in the world, and he couldn't get a single fucker to go out to the movie theater and watch his movie.
All because of one joke that went viral 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Like, we all heard it now.
Dude, I remember seeing it in fucking high school and being like, oh, yeah, it's funny. And now they're making a movie about it 10 years later. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
So yeah, I am thinking of more live, like smaller live episodes like this, in addition to the monthly wrap-ups, which I still want to do because I love doing them. I actually really look forward to the monthly wrap-ups every time.
Me too, man.
If only to just give Adam Does Movie shit. For some reason, it always turns into breaking his balls. Mike again for $1.99 says, "Hey, I've seen The Machine." So there's one person who's seen The Machine other than the people who made it. So that's great. Yes, everyone, please like, share, subscribe, leave a voicemail, become a patron. I mean, it didn't happen tonight because John's mic is not working and the internet was not working, but you can for $10 patrons, you can join us on these live episodes. At the end of the month, we do the wrap-up episodes. We talk about new releases, and I have patrons come in and give their thoughts on what came out, and it's always enjoyable. Follow me on Twitch.
I was just gonna plug your Twitch, man.
I gotta get back. I was playing Resident Evil 4. I might get back to that this weekend. So I might get back to playing Resident Evil 4, trying to fish that. I did download Twisted Metal 1 and 2.
Dude, I
PlayStation
did the
Store.
same thing.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna stream
Kieran
it too.
let me know that they're on there because I asked him, like, hey man, do you have my Twisted Metal 2? Because I can't find it. And he's like, no. He's like, but the PlayStation Classic Collection has it. I'm like, oh, that's an instant download right now.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So follow me on Twitch. Make sure to subscribe to the Clips channel. That is where I upload all my archive streams. And also, if you don't want to sit through the live wrap-up episodes, I chop up the reviews and I upload them one at a time over there. Today's episode was the My Adventures with Superman segment from the last live episode. So check that out. Buy the shirt. Go to the RetroWare store. It'll be on the Hack the Movies website store. I got to fix that. But go to the RetroWare store and buy the Tony Peak shirt. Joey, you have that shirt, right?
I do. It's in the wash because I've worn it like 4 days in a row.
Thank you.
I just got so dirty, I had to take it off.
Bearded Outlaws posted his picture today that he got it. Another person posted a picture that they have that shirt. So many people have this shirt
I
now.
literally wore the shirt on so many shoots, and every production assistant was like, dude, what the fuck is on your shirt? And I'm like, boy, do I have something to show you.
And guys, spoiler, and I said guys because it's boy month. If you're a lady listening to this, turn it off. There will be posters on the way. I just paid to get posters printed. Hopefully they come out good. But yes, there are posters for Tony Peaks and the right now the patrons have it. But we put out those exclusive wallpapers every month. Nick Code did a beautiful one that was the Batman 89 poster, but with an H instead of the bat symbol. And I loved it so much that I am making it a poster for the store.
Fuck yeah,
because I love it so much. So yes.
Yeah, that Luigi one, Mario and Luigi one of us.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a great one, dude.
I am thinking like at the end of the year to make a calendar out of all of them.
Oh, dude, you need to fucking do that.
That would be fun, right? Yeah,
that would be fucking sick, man.
But yes, that is it from us. We're gonna let you all go now. Goodbye.
Adios, folks.
End broadcast.